Thank you for tuning into this episode of Northwest Fishing Fanatics River Fishing with Gene. That's me, your humble host. Today we're going to do some bobber dogging. I'm going to bobber dog a pink worm, but with a pink worm. I'm going to bobber dog a single bead setup. I'm going to bobber dog a double bead setup and a little smaller one. And I'm also going to pull some plugs. We're going to try to catch a steelhead today. So stick with me. This journey started in the 60s, and I have fished from Alaska to Florida, hunted the Arctic for caribou, and combed the coastlines of Kodiak and the Aleutian Islands in search of meaning and purpose. These excursions exemplify a deeper understanding of success beyond that of just catching fish or bagging big game. They are about the chase and learning who you are. They are about exploring, appreciating, and respecting the vast expanses of our nation's forests, lakes, streams, rivers, and oceans, and finding our place in the universe. My name is Gene Quinney. These are my stories, this is my life, and these are my adventures. Well, good morning. I am on the Cowlitz River once again. I don't usually fish on the weekend, only because I try to stay away from people. Not that I don't like people, it's just that I like my privacy a little bit better, a little bit more. So anyway, I'm going to stay up on the upper part, but I'm just going to spend a few hours out here and see what I can do. I set up a few rods today. I've got 7 rods on board. I set up a third bobber doggin rod. This one here is a lighter rod, same bobber doggin setup, but with a pink worm. I'm going to bobber dog a pink worm. Now last week I was here and I seen a couple of steelhead up here above this rapid, but the water has really dropped. It is way lower than it was last time I was here. So I'm gonna try to swing a pink worm right through this spot where I seen those fish last week. Go over here to the other side. In this stretch here. Then we'll swing back over to that side a little bit further down. Here's where I want to switch over to this side. Now you know why I like to come down here on the weekdays. As I've said many times in my other videos, I would much rather stay up here where there's less fish and less people than go down there if I had to you know, a greater chance of catching fish down further. Simply because, I mean, it's more peaceful, obviously, you know, when there's less guide boats running up and down the river. And on top of that, it's for me, it's not all about catching fish. I don't need to catch fish. I mean, it's nice to catch fish. That's what I'm here to do, right? But the most important thing about being out here is just enjoying myself and having a good time while I'm here. Because I always learn a little bit every time I come down, even though I've been fishing for 60 years. No kidding, I've been fishing for 60 years. And I always still learn something. When I can't believe how clear the water is. I can see every rock, every boulder. Matter of fact, I better do something about it. Like real quick. Drifted a little bit long there. Whoa. Okay. Okay, this time around, we're gonna go with a double bead setup. Now the last couple times I had a single bead setup. This time I've got a double bead. 14 millimeter here on the top, and a little smaller one. I'm not really sure what size it is, but it's smaller. So I've got the larger bead on the top. I know that one's 16 millimeter because I remember the package, and then a smaller one. So 2 feet, 2 feet, 4 foot total. Make sure my drag is set properly. I just want to work this upper slot here really well before I move down. Too close to my stuff. Let's go over here. Okay. Now we got our double bead working this side of the river. I've noticed, you know, when I'm editing these videos, sometimes it's hard to see the location of the float just because of the lighting. And everything in the camera looks like it's much further away than it really is. Come on, fish. Oh, look at that. I can see a fish swimming up there. That's them coming up over those rapids right there. That's what they were doing last week. Swimming up above those rapids. I could see him finning right there. Now if I can just get him to hit this rig, that would be awesome. I should have brought my motor, my trolling motor. Dang it. Because in this water right here, I could hold myself very easily and just keep casting up into here. Man, what a mistake that was. I spent all that money on that trolling motor and I didn't bring it with me. I'll learn. See, I've been fishing all this time and I still have lessons to learn. There's always something to learn. That's what makes life interesting, right? No matter how old you get, you should always be willing to learn and able to learn something new. Okay, well, I drifted through this entire slot right here with my jig, and I thought I had one takedown. Set the hook and there was nothing there. But yeah, the float went took off like that, and I was like, man, that's a fish. But no, it wasn't. Okay, well, I am gonna go with the double beads this time. Going with the double. Floating jig with some shrimp juice on it. That's bound to catch a fish, right? Come on, boat. There we go. As it decided to stop raining. So yeah, what I've got on there now is that steelhead jig, that pink jig, and some shrimp gel on it. Just doing some free floating this jig through here. After I finished the drift the last time, I realized that I didn't have my mic on. So it was probably like a silent movie. Now what I'm doing is I'm floating this jig on the outside of this rock shelf in the deep part of the water. So I'm set at probably like 8 feet or more. Well, I don't particularly care for too many other stretches down the river like I do these here, until you get real close to, you know, down there to Blue Creek, and I didn't want to go down there. And then that guide that went down flew back up, and now he's pulling plugs on this same drift that I am. Well, he's pulling plugs on the same drift that I'm fishing, I should say. I'm not pulling plugs. Okay. But now he's got my hole jammed up. Well, it's not my hole, you know what I mean. Okay, so this time around, I'm gonna pull some plugs through this area. Last week, I forgot my plug box and only brought one plug rod. This week, I brought 2 rods and I forgot my plug box. But luckily I have 2 plugs and they're both exactly the same. This guy right here. So what I'm gonna fish with. So it's taken me about an hour to back troll or pull these plugs through about maybe 300 feet because I'm covering every single square inch as I'm backing down here. 2 rods out, 30 feet here, 40 feet here, and I'm weaving back and forth as I slowly drop back downriver. Getting in close and weaving out a little bit further. My dad always told me it's not how much water you cover, but how well you cover the water. And I'm close to these trees, as you can tell. I'm right underneath them, right up against the bank. It probably doesn't look as close as it is in the camera, but I'm 10 feet, and here's my rod. It's an 8-foot rod. I'm almost touching the bank here. It's just absolutely gorgeous water right here through this run. Super deep right here, this slot. Fast running here. Just seems like there should be fish. Should be fish on that rod right there in that current. But I'll take one on either rod. But I am like trying to cover this water as best I can. Just weaving the boat in and out of the trees actually on the way down. It's pretty cool. Whoops. A little close to that tree there. Well, as a matter of fact, I hung up on that. I mean, you never know if there's going to be a fish down in this. I mean, look at how the river cuts into that bank right there. Like, almost like a cave under there. That is a massive cut bank right there. That is super cool. See, as many times as I've fished this, I've never noticed that because I'm usually out there drifting past and it just looks like a dark spot. But it's actually a super deep undercut of the bank.
A few moments later.
Oh, I didn't get the takedown, but I got the fish. Now I gotta get this guy in. Okay. Did I lose him? No, don't tell me I lost him. I did not lose him, I got him. He was just coming up with the boat. We got him here. There he is. Come on, baby. Oh, shoot, come on. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh. Okay. Gotta get control of the boat. It's not a chromer, but it's a steelhead. My wife's favorite fish. Let me get the boat out into the middle of the river. Bonk this fish like that. That happened so fast. Sorry I didn't get the takedown for you guys. But that happens sometimes. But we got the fish. That's all that matters. Keep an eye on the boat for me, will you? It's not a super chrome one, but it is a steelhead nonetheless. Take a peek. Nice, huh? I have fished this spot here thoroughly. I could not have fished it any more thorough. And so I'm gonna call her quits as soon as I get to the waterfall there. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but steelhead is my wife's favorite fish. And I don't catch a lot of steelhead compared to salmon, halibut, lingcod, tuna, things like that. So she's gonna be very happy to see that one. Be nicer if it was a brighter fish, but hey, it's a steelhead. Seems like an awesome place to catch a fish right here. But every place to me seems like an awesome place to catch a fish, right? I'm gonna get in here a little bit closer. I am right here. Right underneath her. Come on. All right, I'm gonna finish up by just getting in over here and fish right in front of this. Get my plugs right in front of this this little waterfall thing here. This is where I said I was gonna stop. Okay, well, gosh. That was a heck of an outing for today. If you guys stuck with me, I really appreciate it. We did pretty good today. Didn't catch a whitefish or a pike minnow, but we did end up catching a steelhead. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit the thumbs up button, like and subscribe. I'll see you on the water. Bye now. I'm gonna run up to the river and go home. If you liked this video, be sure to check out our other videos where you'll join us on the ocean catching kings and silver salmon, lakes catching kokanee trout and landlocked coho. We'll also be working our riverfront homestead and harvesting venison. Stay tuned for more fishing and hunting and outdoor adventure videos. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell button so you get notifications of new uploads. Thank you for watching.